And welcome to Gamer back again, and today I'm going to go through my video game magazine collection. I don't really geek out about much anymore, especially when it comes to gaming, but one thing I still geek out for is these old print magazines, these little time capsules that kind of show us what gaming was going through at each individual time. I love reading old gaming magazines. I love collecting old gaming magazines. I've been reunited with them and a few other effects from my family's house down in the Phoenix area. Amongst my magazines, or as well alongside my magazines, I was reunited with 3 of my 4 non-working Sega Game Gears. Thank you, Sega, for making the screen so durable. My Dex drive, which I covered a little blip on a PS3 video for the little memory card adapter for the PS3. This, which wasn't mine, but this old E-Machines, Intel Celeron, Walmart bought potato that was running an old version of Ubuntu, or Ubuntu, however you pronounce it. Within about half an hour, I had Linux Mint Cinnamon running up on this thing, so I have a working Linux computer right now. And final effect was a computer I got from a friend many years ago. Today on 2GR Gaming, we're going to take a look at the IBM Personal Computer 340. Now, the IBM Personal Computer 340 was initially... I'm just kidding, I actually have no idea. All I know is that I have System Shock installed on this thing, and it has a hard drive that's... well, 2 hard drives that are lower than 1 gigabyte. I think it has 800 megabytes of actual hard drive storage. But one of these days I'll boot this thing back up and see if it's even still working. It's been about 7 years since I've even bothered booting it up. Oh, and the final cool thing I was reunited with is my Sega Nomad. That's right, people. Sega's portable Genesis right here in my greedy little hands with all 6 batteries, but as you can see I have it plugged into a power cord. A-B-A-C-A-B-B. Get over here! But with no further ado, I'm going to skip to my magazine collection. Okay, so I have my magazine collection here. I'm just going to go through each magazine and try and stack them in pile per magazine. They're in no particular order, but I guess I'll order them by each magazine that per, category. And a miscellaneous category for magazines I don't have a lot of different versions of. So first up is Gamepro Magazine. This one, November 97. Next up, Electronic Gaming Monthly. Castlevania Rises on the PS2, July 2003. I guess it takes a little bit too long to sit there and tell you which issue and which date. I gotta be a bit quick here. I don't want to take forever. So, official Xbox Magazine, Conquer Live and Reloaded. I have a number of those. PSM's unofficial PlayStation 2 launch guide. I'll put this over here for a PSM pile, even though this one wasn't as a subscription. It was something you bought special for the PS2 launch. Issue PSM Wipeout 3. I've got a lot of these to go through. And then Metal Gear 2. Well, Metal Gear Solid 2. I guess they forgot the Solid. And the thing I always loved about PSM is they had the best art. They hire the comic book guys, whichever the hottest comic book artist was of the day, to sit there and draw a really awesome cover. Some of their covers weren't great, but they definitely stood out amongst the pack. So here's the official US PlayStation magazine. How much did it used to cost? Well, pretty much you just bought this for the demo discs that were included. That wasn't a great magazine by any standards, in my opinion. Okay. Oh, yes. And here is Game Informer. The Warriors! Come out and play! Oh, man, I already need to shuffle these into different categories. Let's see. Another issue of Game Informer for Gun. Let's see. Aha. PSM, Street Fighter Alpha 3 again. Awesome cover art. That's the thing I like about these magazines is they're really collectible. I mean, mine aren't in great collectible condition from years and years of wear and tear and me always reading them. But here's EGM, SOCOM, U.S. Navy SEALs. I really missed that game. It was so fun online. Let's see. State of Emergency. Front cover right there. So game. Oh, yeah. So when I bought Metroid Prime on the GameCube, it came with an extra memory card and a free 1-year subscription to Nintendo Power. It's the only time I've ever had a subscription to Nintendo Power, and it wasn't a great magazine at this time. You know, it's iconic, but at this period of its existence, it was far from what it used to be as far as the main name in gaming magazines. Another copy, Nintendo Power, another issue, I mean. Oh, I guess this is my Nintendo Power box. Nintendo Power, Beautiful Joe. Henson a go-go, baby. The Lord of the Rings, The Third Age, EGM. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, Nintendo Power. Okay. EGM, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, Final Fantasy X. EGM, the Xbox is revealed. Man, I might not have enough room for all the different kinds that I have. Same copy of the same issue, with State of Emergency on the cover. Another Game Informer with StarCraft Ghost, one of the most infamous never-released games ever. It made multiple magazine covers back in the day. StarCraft Ghost. Let's see. Nintendo Power. This is my last issue. Oh no! The one cool thing was with these little Nintendo Powers is they had a little, if you put them on a shelf, you could make a picture out of them. In this case, the picture is Wind Waker. Better get some more PSMs before those Nintendo Powers slide up on top of them. But before that, F-Zero GX. GMR. Now, did GMR used to be GameStop's magazine before they bought out FuncoLand? Or was it FuncoLand's magazine? I can't remember. I remember GMR. I think GMR, Game Informer was FuncoLand and GMR was GameStop. But, interesting magazine. Not my favorite back in the day. Nintendo Power. Star Wars Rebel Strike. Man, I'm going to swap out the PSMs and Nintendo Powers because they're going to fall over. At least until I get more PSMs, which are coming. Let me see. Nintendo Power. Golden Sun. The Lost Age. GMR. Kingdom Hearts, or Magic Kingdom. Kingdom Hearts 2, Chain of Memories. Let's see. Oh. Another GMR. Nina. Okay. Oh, Death by Degrees. Death by Degrees made front cover news. Probably the last good coverage of that game. Kind of slipped into obscurity. GMR. Paper Mario. Trying to remember. Yeah, I think GMR was GameStop, because there was FuncoLand, there was GameStop, and there was EB Games. So maybe it was one of the other ones. But once GameStop ended up buying them all, Game Informer is now the GameStop-owned magazine. So that does it for box 1. And on to box 2. Alright, box 2. EGM Killzone 2. Heck yeah. I like Killzone 2. I still like the original, even though no one else liked the original. Let me see. Lay aside the ones I gotta mark out an address or a name on. Let's see. PSM Metal Gear Solid 4 on the PS3. This wasn't too far before they became PlayStation the official magazine. It was around the time that the US PlayStation magazine ended up going under, and then PSM became the new official magazine. GamePro. It's over, my subscription was ending. Devil May Cry 2. Oh wow. But GamePro pile. This one will be one of the biggest eventually over time. GamePro. Halo 3. Sorry, I'll never do that again, I promise. Halo 3. Remember the hype of Halo 3? Let's see. Game Informer Counter-Strike on the Xbox. In a year without Halo 2, Counter-Strike is Xbox King. Did anyone actually ever play that game online? I think I played it once or twice against other human beings, but pretty much just play it for the bots nowadays. Game Informer, Ratchet and Clank. Game Informer's a big... Oh, this one's seen better days. But Azuric, Rise of the Parathia. That's right, Azuric got front cover treatment, despite being... I guess it was an okay game. PSM Midnight Club 2. This is when PSM stopped using comic book artists to have the best cover art around and just became like every other magazine out there. Same thing here. PSM The Incredible Hulk. Resident Evil Dead Aim. Okay. PSM Spider-Man movie game. Again, this one wasn't like a hand-drawn cover. There we go. I think this one was still when they... PSM Soul Reaver 2 and Blood Omen 2. Again, this is near the end of the era whenever they had like the good comic book artists sitting there and making really awesome covers. Like, I think PSM is one of the most collectible magazines just for the covers alone. Most of them were pretty awesome back in the late 90s, and then they swapped to just regular art from other sources. PSM PSM Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness. Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Finally the info you've been dying for. I think that's still my favorite Grand Theft Auto, mostly just for the location. Oh yeah, PSM. It's a swimsuit issue, guys. That's right, they used to do a Girls of Summer swimsuit edition. Look at that, Lara. Ooh, I'm gonna hang that one on my wall. Yes, okay, so this is a little embarrassing bit of gaming past. Freestyle Metal X. Awesome game, by the way. This definitely didn't help make people get rid of the stereotype that gamers were all geeky guys fapping off to anime girls in swimsuits. Because, well, yeah. Anyway, on to the next one. But the swimsuit edition, man. This is the first issue of PSM I ever bought. There was a guy who had the Final Fantasy VII issue at school. I'm like, what magazine is that? It's PSM. So I went to the newsstands that day, and this was where I started. Number 10, actually. So I missed about a whole year of PSM, and then near the end I stopped subscribing altogether. When they became PlayStation, the official magazine, they just kind of lost any and all character left. Final Fantasy X, full review and secrets guide. Again, awesome cover art for PSM. Gamepro, Tomb Raider 3. This was the holiday edition. Look at how thick this magazine used to be. That was always awesome. Whenever you get the really big, thick ones, the holiday issues were always really thick, but they had a lot of advertisements in them, obviously. So, here's another issue of PSM with Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy as like an advertisement overlay. Gran Turismo 4, some boring art on the cover, but Sphinx is cool. Oh, I'm not sure which one this is. My sister used to work at Walden Books, and they used to throw out all their magazines and books and all that, and before that they'd remove the cover, but they told the employees that, you know, you're not allowed to take these, but we're not going to look at your stuff to see what you got in there. So she ended up grabbing a bunch of different gaming magazines for me, but this is PC Gamer. I'll put that in the miscellaneous pile. I don't have a lot of different PC gamers. Cyber Strike 2, Gangsters, Organized Crime, Carnivores, 34%. That game either must have sucked or, well, yeah. Commandos, Beyond the Call of Duty, Commandos. Ooh. Anyway, miscellaneous pile right there. PSM Preview 99. Again, awesome cover art right there. Go from another Lord of the Rings cover. Can you tell that Lord of the Rings was really big at one time? PC Gamer, Warcraft 3. This was before World of Warcraft ever existed. It's kind of interesting back here at the back. They have like a goof. I was looking through this not too long ago. So Warcraft 3 is a 94% game. Awesome. But they have like a goof on PC Gamer. We told you so. Let's see. Doom 3, free to the Pocket PC subscribers. Well, they totally got that one wrong, sort of. You know, it's like they predicted the smartphone. And then RIP consoles, Xbox, PS2, and GameCube. What happened? Yes, because computers have totally destroyed consoles. Maybe in the future. We'll see. Let's see. Alright. EGM, Street Fighter 4. PSM, Lara Croft and Tomb Raider. Again, this is still when they had good cover art. Alright. Here we go. StarCraft Ghost. Again, this game made so many covers, it was so anticipated, and then it got cancelled. Ooh, this one's an old one. GamePro. Which issue was this? What month? What I hate about the older magazines is they just do a 3-staple thing. They didn't have like this tough binding like the newer ones did. And I'd always lose the cover. You'll see as I go through most of these that the cover isn't on them. But this is the Sega VR, SVG, or Sega whatever chip. Sega something chip. But it's always, like I said, I love reading through these and then going back and seeing at the time, you know, puts you in the mindset of the time that these magazines were made. What they liked in gaming, what was popular, what gamers thought, what magazine editors thought, what they valued whenever they reviewed a game, high or low. Tips and Tricks. Tips and Tricks was just a strategy magazine. Had a bunch of moves and maps and all this fun stuff and a bunch of codes. Real Bout, Fatal Fury Special. Awesome Sauce, Thunder Truck Rally, Shining the Holy Ark. They have previews too, but for the most part it was just going through the moves. Killer Instinct Gold. Oh, right here, Vandal Hearts. I actually used this when I played through Vandal Hearts once. So there was a market for just plain strategy guides. Not everyone went to Game FAQs, even though it's around the time that Game FAQs first started. Expert Gamer. So EGM2 was EGM's second magazine that was also just basically tips and tricks. It was strategy guides. And then EGM2 ended up becoming Expert Gamer. Then Expert Gamer became Game Now. And so Expert Gamer, EGM2, and Game Now are all going in the same pile. But Ape Escape. Okay, let me see. These Game Informers are large and unwieldy. Game Informer, Gears of War. Need we say more? Again, another cover devoted to Devil May Cry 2, but you can't blame them because Devil May Cry was such a big hit at the time. Let's see. PSM, Resident Evil Online. I actually never got to play this game online. Alright, so that's box 2 done so far, and I've got many more to go. Now I'm on to box 3. Gamepro Magazine. Which one? No, that was the Prince of Persia game that was on the Xbox 360 and the PS3 that was like incredibly watered down, I guess. It was easy, but it wasn't a bad game from what I have played of it. I do own it. GamePro, The Sims, because that's front page news right there. Ah, look, little GamePro Code Vault. They used to send these or have these along with the news issue, the newsstand issues. You know, pack it in with it as like a little extra, or free sampler of Code Vault magazine. So they actually, that's right, GamePro did start a Code Vault magazine later on the PS2 time, obviously. PlayStation 2 for Dummies, another supplement for GamePro. Maximo, Electronic Gaming Monthly, Maximo getting front page cover, and so did the original GamePro Magazine Fall Preview Guide, the original Ass Creed, Metroid Prime, Metal Gear Solid 4. So we're getting, I've got a range from 16-bit era all the way up to PS Wii 60 era. GamePro, same one. Devil May Cry 2. Another Halo 3 one. This one's seen better days. It's a bit water damaged, but GamePro 2008 Preview Guide. Again, Metal Gear Solid 4, God of War 3, Ninja Gaiden, Halo. Official PlayStation Magazine, Silent Hill 2. And again, the real appeal of this magazine was the demo disc. Had a bunch of stupid crap like DVD reviews and Celebrity Gamer of the Month, like stuff I couldn't really actually give less of a crap about. But it was an okay magazine, I guess. Not the greatest, not the worst. Sorry, fish went something. So this one is actually a British magazine, PSM2. I was just watching something from Larry Bundy Jr. about the driver gate, and PSM2 was one of the magazines he listed, but obviously this is long before. This is Crazy Taxi on the PS2. The Matrix, come on. Anyway, I gotta get moving. GamePro, Soul Reaver 2 and Blood Omen 2. Huge difference between the way GamePro does it and PSM had it, with way cooler art. Another British magazine right here, Cube Magazine. This one actually had like a DVD with it, and oddly enough, I've actually watched through the DVD. I don't know how. I mean, I would assume it's on PAL format, but I've actually seen it. It was something, it was a WWE event, or maybe they were still the WWF back at the time, but WWE event that came with this particular magazine, Forum Frenzy. So here's another European British magazine. I have a couple of them. So this is my official Xbox Magazine box pretty much here. So Project Gotham Racing 4, Half-Life 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Tony Hawk's Project 8, Oblivion, with the Incredible Hulk as an advertisement slip over the magazine, Perfect Dark Zero, Ghost Recon 2, GoldenEye Rogue Agent. Sorry, I'll stop with that. Def Jam Vendetta 2. Like, you can actually read the cover, but whatever. Thanks to this little mailer thing right there. These ones I'm not hiding the address because they were bought off of an eBay lot and they're to some company. So, Van Helsing over Halo 2. So if you wanted to make money at this time, just put Master Chief on the cover, and that was a guaranteed sale. StarCraft Ghost. Again, I don't know how many issues and magazines wasted their cover space on StarCraft Ghost. Supposed masterpiece, never came out. Mech Assault 2. Lost Planet. Halo 3. Of course they're going to cover that. And Theft Auto 4. Bioshock. And you can see that they eventually swapped over to discs that you could put in both the Xbox and 360 for their demos. This was another magazine that was really only worth it for the demos. I was never a huge fan of them. About all their reviews were like, oh, well, the PS2 sucks because it can't do this, but, you know, the graphics look PS2-y. But then the editor-in-chief moved from Xbox Magazine to PSM, and, well, then it died. Coincidence? Probably. Katamari, la 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 la. Oh, sorry, no. I must never sing that song again, it'll get stuck in my head for the next 5 years. Guitar Hero 2. The Next Oblivion. What? The Next Oblivion? Skyrim? Banned from Xbox Live. Rowdy gamers pay the price. Call of Duty 3 as the advertisement for Rainbow Six Vegas. I wonder if that was intentional. Doubt it. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Double Agent. Coming Mortal Kombat. Upcoming stars of the original Xbox. Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. Halo 3. Fear. So Hitman Blood Money on the cover. Gears of War. I get the feeling there's going to be a lot of Halo 3 and Gears of War and Halo 2 and Halo. So Tomb Raider, Legend, and Brothers in Arms. NBA Ballas and Crackdown. The outfit as the advertisement. And Scarface me. Game of the Year awards. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. So what was the Game of the Year? Let's see. Let's investigate. On the Xbox and 360. They didn't... Xbox 360 Game of the Year was Project Gotham Racing 3. And Splinter Cell Chaos Theory was the Xbox Game of the Year. Project Gotham Racing 3. What year was this? Oh, that's right. It should have been early 360, huh? February 2006. So that would have been launch year for the 360, 2005. Full auto. King Kong. Mark Eco's Getting Up. How many people remember that game? I actually don't own it. I should pick it up. But it got pretty good coverage. Project Gotham Racing 3. So we're going back down to the original Xbox before the 360. And then Xbox 360 is here. How it looks, how it plays. Xbox Live will work. And the games. And Dead or Alive 4 on the cover. Because why not? So, Jade Empire. Same one, Jade Empire. Unreal Championship 2. I really like that game. Let's pull the rest out. Online Battle heats up. Or the battle heats up online. Black Hawk Down, First to Fight, Rainbow Six Lockdown. Okay. So there were modern shooters online before Call of Duty, duh. But Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Oh, Halo 2. I mean, can you imagine putting that on an Xbox magazine? Chaos Theory. Oh, and Halo 2. So there you have it, the Halo magazine. That's box 3. Okay, on to the next one. Alright, box 3 now. GMR. GTA San Andreas. GamePro. Half-Life. This one goes through Half-Life on the Dreamcast and PS2. The infamous Dreamcast version that was never released, but was released on the internet. PlayStation, Siphon Filter, the Omega Strain. Not a great Siphon Filter game, but it did have a strong following online. Cult group of people that would always go and play it. Looky here. In my greedy little hand is the last issue of Game Now magazine. Now, Game Now used to be Expert Gamer, and it used to be EGM2. But this is the final issue. And they even gave you little 3D glasses, because there were some 3D things in there, supposedly, that would pop out at you. I remember looking through it, but yes. This is the last and final issue. I have a couple of last issues in my collection. So, Game Now. Last issue, Yu Yu Hakusho Ghost Files. First review plus the PS2 version world debut. Yeah, it's their last issue. In fact, I remember reading it and then they're like, oh yeah, by the way, this is our final issue. Here's another British magazine, Edge Magazine. I used to buy these at like Barnes & Noble in order to get them. Just to get a hint, the British magazines are huge by comparison. Like, well, maybe not by Game Informer. Game Informer is pretty darn big, but there's some I have. Yeah, it's actually a little bit bigger than the old Game Informers. Whereas the American magazines would just fit right on those. But yeah, final issue of Game Now. I don't remember when I subscribed or resubscribed it, you know. So, EGM, Crash Bandicoot on the PS2. We must never speak of those games. Gran Turismo 3, EGM. EGM, Phantasy Star Online, Final Fantasy X, and Sonic Adventure 2. The Sims, taking over consoles. Best 55 games. So the Christmas issue of EGM again. This one is extra thick. Oh look, Driver 3. Dead or Alive, Extreme Beach Volleyball, Sex, Lies, and Video Games. Just put some boobies on the front cover. We'll get sales. Issue of GamePro. I have a couple of repeats, so this one will be another one that I'll pull out of one of these boxes. The Getaway. Sony's answer to GTA 3. Not a great answer, but not a bad game. Devil May Cry 2. Again, you can generally tell which ones are from around the same period in gaming. All the Devil May Cry 2 covers are probably within the same year, a couple of months. Oh yeah, I've already... StarCraft Ghost. I mean, this game really did get a lot of hype. And a whole lot of not being released. The Lord of the Rings, free CD, Tron 2.0, Midnight Club, demos, and more. So this one came actually with like a PC demo disc. GamePro, It's War, Call of Duty Big Red 1, SOCOM 3, Call of Duty 2, Medal of Honor, and a generic army guy right there on the cover. Heck yeah. GamePro, WWF Attitude. WWE, why do you suck so bad now? Why don't you put the F back in? It was more fun. Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City. 3 reviews our critics put in. And then this one's extra thick too, but then again it was the December issue of EGM. I was never a huge fan of EGM. I'm still really not. Oh look, this one was cool. Comes with a bunch of stickers for Ratchet and Clank, and you can actually put them here and build the scene. I never did that, but... Oh, Edema! Woo! In the Mortal Kombat. How many people remember Edema? The band. It was a band, in case you don't remember, don't know, or don't even care. So Ghost Recon, Silent Scope 3, but yeah, this one is extra. See, StarCraft Ghost previewed on the GameCube. Like, I don't even know how close they were to completing this game, but again, it's one of the most infamous vaporware titles in gaming history. Final Fantasy X issue. Now this issue had a couple of different covers, I believe. This one I have that's open, but I have a sealed one that has the... Well, you'll see it when I go through it. BGM, Metal Gear Solid 2. Soul Calibur 2 for the GameCube. And at one time, if you put Solid Snake on the cover, you were guaranteed sales, Lara Croft, and of course, eventually it would be Master Chief. PSM Shinobi, the future of the PS2. I think this is around the time that Sega was transitioning to developing for other systems. Obviously, they were showing Shinobi, and I like Shinobi on the PS2. Here's one of the most collectible ones with great artwork. Like I said, Solid Snake on the cover, but Secret Files. So this is where they reviewed Metal Gear Solid, and they have... This cover art is actually pretty infamous. I think you still see it around different places. I think there were t-shirts that had this on it. There might even still be, but like one of the most infamous cover arts because it's actually really awesome. Okay, so Silent Hill 2. This cover art actually looks way cooler than the actual guy. And then Solid Snake. There's certain parts on the poster you just don't tap. And then here we go in their later years when they just went with the ugly stock artwork. PSM Ninja Gaiden with Sigma for the PS3. Let's see, so Kill Switch actually got a front cover ad in it. And then PS2 preview for 2004. Also, boring cover art, and this was is it Nightshade? The sequel to Shinobi. Def Jam 2, PSM. Again, I mean, how do you go from something as awesome as this, something as just unimaginative and boring as that? Like, that's just stock artwork. Whereas this was just, again, they used to be cooler. Metal Gear Solid 2. I already have this one. It was the first one I grabbed. Alright, so we have Prince of Persia as the inlet, or the overlay for the advertisement, and SOCOM 2 on the cover, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Yeah, all quit even attempting for PSM. And that does it for that box. On to the next one. Alright, so box, I don't even remember. The next box. So the fall game preview, Snake and Dante. What year was this? October 2004. Oh look, I have another duplicate, Snake Eater. Let's see. Oh. Target used to give away these weird little promotion things for the Nintendo GameCube. So I'd always go in and grab one every time I was there. Even these little promotional DVDs. Me and my friend, we'd always like grab one or two whenever we were there. And I ended up with a whole stack of like the DVDs, and a couple of these are, I think this is the only one I actually have left. But so Winter 2002 GameCube and Game Boy Advance guide. Nice promotional advertisement. So EGM, Sonic Heroes. Tips and tricks, Thrill Kill. This is how close Thrill Kill was to being out as well. So another vaporware title on the cover. It's kind of fun. So I'll put it right over here in my miscellaneous pile, right next to StarCraft Ghost, right over there. Oh, let's see. Halo 3, Game Informer. Yeah. And put Master Chief on the cover. It'll sell. So, Batman Arkham Asylum. So, that one's a newer-ish compared to the rest of these. Metal Gear Solid 4. So, it's the PS3 era. Star Trek Online. And Exploring Little Big Planet. So, what year was this? This was... Oh, that's right. Game Informer doesn't put the years on the sides. They just put the number. Dragon Age Origins. EGM Games Overload. Just a bunch of random pictures. I can't imagine that this issue sold particularly well. But, you know, it is what it is. Onimusha. Gamepro Magazine. Gamepro should be one of my... It's gonna get stacked here pretty soon. I have a lot of Gamepros and a lot of PSMs. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone gets cover art. Gets the top cover honor in the issue that they reviewed. Wait for it. Wait for it. Smackdown, just bring it. I'm just kidding. Metal Gear Solid 2. Wait. So, in the issue they reviewed, wait for it, Metal Gear Solid 2. Tricky Agent Under Fire. Come on, I know you're coming up. Oh, here we go. And Halo. Metal Gear Solid 2 and Halo. Finally reviewed in this issue. You put Harry Potter on the cover, and the Sorcerer's Stone for the PlayStation 1 on the cover. Like, you reviewed Metal Gear Solid 2 and Halo in the same issue, and Harry Potter gets cover art. Well, I guess Harry Potter was huge at the time, so, you know, guess they were just capitalizing. Expert Gamer, Tomb Raider 3, Oddworld Abe's Exodus, Crash Warp, Twisted Metal 3, Turok 2, and Zelda Ocarina of Time. So that was a great time in gaming, I guess. Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Does that really need a walkthrough, though? Well, maybe if you're looking for all the secrets and tunnels and shortcuts. Alright, so Here's Game Now, Rebel Strike, so that goes in the Expert Gamer EGM2 pile. Expert Gamer with Abray, Parasite Eve. Some in my Expert Gamer stuff. Mega Man Legends. EGM2. This is one of the one or two issues I have of actual EGM2. And it's Tekken 3 walkthrough. I think that's why I bought it, so I could learn all the special moves in Tekken 3. And guys. So here's another one. This looks to be PC Accelerator. So in one of these PC magazines, all the guys ever talked about was like hot chicks and stuff, and really just seemed really geeky. And on all their demo discs, they'd have like pictures of pretty ladies and stuff. Didn't really help with the geek stereotype, but pretty nice. I turned to System Shock 2 right there, and well, Settlers 3. So this is PC Accelerator, rival of PC Gamer. Now, I don't think either of them have rivals because they don't exist anymore. Gamepro Magazine, NFL Blitz. Blitz was awesome. Huge in the arcades too. It was real popular. And had good console versions too. Super Smash Brothers. Melee. Was that Dr. Zombie or Doc Zombie? He was their main illustrator in GamePro. The GamePro art has its own unique look. It certainly wasn't nearly as cool as PSM's art, don't get me wrong, but this was, I think it was Dr. Zombie that was their illustrator, and he made that uniquely GamePro art style. Like, you can tell when he did the covers as opposed to just using some stock artwork. And then Duke Nukem. Which one? Time to Kill. Jack 2 on GamePro. So, just jumped, who knows how many years into the future from the last issue I just showed. Harry Potter. So let's see what else they reviewed in this issue that was way cooler than Harry Potter. Wait. So this was June 2001. And the issue where they reviewed... Okay, it was January 2002, so... This one's older, but again... The issue that you reviewed, Metal Gear Solid 2 and Halo. You give the cover to Harry Potter. Harry Potter is Dobby's friend. Harry Potter got Dobby killed because he went back to Hogwarts. Maybe Harry Potter wasn't Dobby's friend. GamePro Magazine, Hitman Contracts. You say GamePro, True Crime, Streets of L.A. One of the Grand Theft Auto clones of the day. Alright, on to the next box. Expert Gamer, Rogue Squadron. GamePro, Donkey Kong Country 64, but more importantly, the reveal for the PlayStation 2. Do you remember the first time you saw the design of the PS2? Do you remember the thoughts that were going through your head? I remembered it looked like stupid. Like, I didn't like it. It only had 2 controller ports. Like, what the heck? Even after the Dreamcast and N64, it only had 2 controller ports. And I do have my own collection of strategy guides. Like this, which I bought with Final Fantasy VII. The official Final Fantasy VII strategy guide. Yeah, pretty much. And this one ruined the big story twist for me. I had someone complain in one of my videos that, like, I didn't know that so-and-so died, you just ruined it for me. And I told them, well, when I bought the strategy guide back in '97, it ruined it for me too. Where is it? Where is it? Picture. So, oh, spoiler alert, if you haven't played through Final Fantasy VII, 22 years later, which you're probably not ever going to play through it, even if you haven't. Where's the picture? Where's the picture? Here we go. I just spoiled Final Fantasy VII's first disc surprise that everyone knows.